University graduates walking across the stage this morning. More than 2,300 graduates from business, communication, education, sport, and human sciences celebrated in Pullman with 183 master's and 140 doctoral students and 26 officers to be commissioned into the U.S. Armed Forces. Noah and I are alums there from Pullman. Yeah, but this just kicks off a whole week of commencement celebrations across WSU's 5 regional campuses, which all bring the total up to nearly 4,000 graduates.
Congratulations, graduates. I love graduation season. I feel like it's so exciting.
I love the song. Right?
Oh, the song.
Yeah.
Da, da, da,
Yeah, isn't that the best?
Anyway, the weather's nice for it too, right? Let's go ahead and jump into that last peek of the forecast as promised. Tomorrow's set to be a really lovely Mother's Day across the metro area. We're talking warm temperatures, clouds off and on over the next hours here and actually throughout the day tomorrow, Sunday. For Yakima and the Tri-Cities, pretty similar, except their reminder it's going to be windy, okay? So be extra careful on the roads.
All right, that does it for this edition of NonStop Local. We'll see you at 6.
Heidi Miley, Rosemary Wright, bringing you the content that connects our community. You're watching NonStop Local KHQ at 6.
Right now, Spokane and the West Plains Water Coalition are handing out filters for West Plains community members dealing with poisonous water from the airport pollution zone. Good evening, I'm Heidi Miley. NonStop Local's Noah Bolter stopped by the event today and spoke with organizers about the plan to deal with this contamination.
Well, this is a brand new thing. The government authorities have been really slow over the years to acknowledge the trouble. But now they're getting started towards acknowledging the danger and starting up with the solutions.
A problem several decades in the making.
Because PFAS has been running downhill from the airport firefighting operation for 40+ years, and there are hundreds of polluted wells as a result of this synthetic chemical in the groundwater.
But what is PFAS?
PFAS is a synthetic class of chemicals that we know from Teflon pans, from Gore-Tex raincoats.
And the list goes on, but in short,
very poisonous.
The city now contributing to the solution.
So we don't want them to drink that water. We want them to have a filter to filter that out.
Organizers calling this a short-term solution to a long-term problem.
So this is our short-term plan, and then longer term, the county has some money to put in what are called point of entry treatment filters. So that is a filter that goes on and covers all the water that comes out of a private well.
But until then,
if they want larger amounts of water, they can come to our fill station and take a food grade container that we had available today and fill that up.
In Spokane, I'm Noah Bolter, NonStop Local.
Yeah, that fill station is on Garden Springs Road near the Waste to Energy plant. To a crime tracker alert now, the Washington State Patrol bomb squad cleared an area of rural Moses Lake after a caller told police a package at a gun range looked suspicious. Officers closed down the gun range along the 1700 block of Road K Southeast and investigated. Didn't shut down any roads. Turns out this was a battery, and police cleared that scene. A U.S. District Court judge has sentenced William Scott Morse to 25 years in prison and a lifetime of supervised release after he pleaded guilty to multiple sex trafficking offenses. Court documents say Morse allegedly connected with 2 girls looking for babysitting jobs on Craigslist, offering them more than $300 in exchange for sex acts and going to one of the girls' homes to engage in those acts. Emails show a second victim did not take him up on his offer. Traffic alert now, North Idaho. Post Falls will close the south part of the roundabout along East 4th and North Idaho starting Monday to fix a sinkhole. Businesses and people east of the roundabout will need to use East Celtice Way. Post Falls should keep this area closed down through May 26th, so about 2.5 weeks there. And this is just in tonight. Washington State says it won't be able to reopen the iconic North Cascades Highway all the way by Memorial Day. Crews are now shooting for the 4th of July. This iconic route goes by Diablo Lake, through Winthrop and Rainy Pass, along the Skagit River. It is north of Highway 2, which goes through Stevens Pass and Leavenworth. Damage may look similar to Highway 2 from December's big storms, but the state says Highway 20 is higher in elevation, so the repairs are harder and much more dangerous. So the highway will stay closed between Colonial Creek Campground and Porcupine Creek. All right, let's bring in a forecaster, Rosemary Wright. So a long time from those big storms in December, but we're on a big weekend, Mother's Day and everything here.
Yes, it feels like those December storms are in the past now, and now we're just talking about sunny and warm weather, albeit a little bit breezy as we wrap up the weekend here. Let's go ahead and take a look at just how warm things got today. Across the metro area, we saw temperatures climb to 70 degrees in the city of Spokane, so a little bit above average for this time of May. And over in the Tri-Cities, also above average with a high of 78 degrees. You could see some people out there boating on the water, enjoying those warm temperatures. As we look at our satellite radar, you could see our skies were also quite calm today. Some very mild passing cloud cover, but blue skies for much of eastern Washington and North Idaho. Not a drop of rain to speak of. And on our futurecast, you can see that we're looking for that pattern to hold. No wet weather expected overnight here, just some mild passing cloud cover and some pretty comfortable conditions in terms of temperatures overnight too, with things dropping into the upper 40s for Spokane, mid 50s for the Tri-Cities and Yakima. As for tomorrow, Mother's Day, we've got another warm day on tap, and those temperatures look to remain warm, even climbing as we head into midweek. Coming up here in your full forecast, we'll take a close look at what to expect as you celebrate your mom and over the next 7 days. Heidi.
All right, thank you, Rosemary. And across the Northwest tonight, Bale Breaker Brewing in Yakima is celebrating its 9th annual Mango Fiesta to introduce a new mango-flavored beer made with breweries in California and Mexico. The event also celebrates all the work it takes to brew beer. NonStop Local Stephen Hogenkamp brings us to the hop capital of the world.
What seems like an endless amount of rows here at Bale Breaker's own hop farm. Now today is more than just about a new debut beer, but all the work that goes on at this farm behind me to be able to get it into your glass.
The farm workers get a little bit overlooked, so this is to celebrate the farm workers.
Kevin Quinn co-founded Bale Breaker in 2013, next to a hop farm that has operated since 1932. He says he knows the importance of migrant farm workers and appreciates their work.
Us as a brewery wouldn't be here if it wasn't for all the help of the migrant farm workers that we have. Not only just like the work they do in the fields, but like the culture that they bring to the valley and the community, we think needs to be celebrated more often.
Right on the border of Yakima and Moxie, Victoria Garza says that Bale Breaker Brewing Company sits in
hop country. This is the hop mecca. We're trying to bring the education and awareness not only for the migrant farm workers, but how important it is for the hop brewing community.
Quinn and Garza both say that Mango Fiesta can be an educational experience, noting that the hop harvest process is not automated whatsoever.
Every hop plant in this valley, and there's millions of them, needs to be touched by a human hand like at least twice during the growing season, and so it literally wouldn't happen without them.
Human element is still very important within ag. I hope that they can, come out with this with a bigger understanding and also enjoying craft beer.
Now Garza telling me that if there's one thing you should remember after leaving Mango Fiesta, it's about the importance of migrant farm workers, that without them we would not be able to enjoy our beer, not just here locally, but across the globe as well. Reporting here on Hop Country, Stephen Hogenkamp, NonStop Local.
Wow, mango would be something to try out. Okay, sharing the good this evening, Tri-Cities Animal Services is hosting its annual Fur Babies and the Fuzz adoption event, bringing law enforcement from across the region together to help pets find forever homes. Kennewick and Pasco Police, State Patrol, and businesses gather up at Pasco's animal shelter every year. Community members actually lined up for hours waiting to meet their new pets. Monica Noonan from the shelter says these events do a lot of good for the community and beyond.
Our first responders are super excited to join us for this event every year. It's a really nice change of scenery for them to have, and they're just excited to be here, and we're excited to have them. So we put this event on every single year, and we have no plans of stopping. We also put on our Felines and Firefighter event annually towards the end of the summer to focus more on our cat friends and our firefighter friends.
All right, the Tri-Cities Animal Shelter and NonStopLocal.com will help you get to more events like this month and throughout the year. Well, time for a quick break on Nonstop Local News at 6, but still to come, farmers across the southwest part of the nation are harvesting some popular fruit early. Why they say these early harvests are actually creating some of the best fruit.
And there's much more to see and weather when we come back after the break. Let's make sure you're ready for your Mother's Day together. That's next here at 6.
This is breaking news.
All right, we have breaking news out of the Washington State Patrol here. We're pulling up an image on your screen here. The troopers are warning of a missing and endangered person, a person who's at risk. Her name is Larissa Crafts, 21 years old, 5'10", 140 pounds, brown hair, blue eyes. She was in a light blue shirt, jeans, and Birkenstock sandals. But what's of note here is that she may be having some kind of a medical condition, and medications or that condition could be causing some significant confusion, and officers warn she may be trying to just go inside random homes. She was last seen around 1 p.m. in the Liberty Lake area. Of course, we will continue to track this breaking news and update you as to what's happening. Right now, warmer than average temperatures are speeding up growing seasons for many types of produce, but especially fruit. Here's what's happening with cherries in California.
If you start pulling these layers back, and then you can see some fruit in here down this branch here.
At the Cherry Pit in Brentwood, California, growing cherries is truly a family affair.
The nutrients kind of continue to feed the cherry as opposed to leaving the stem behind.
Yeah, in the water.
Run by husband and wife Laura and Dustin Diorio, their family orchards date back to the 1800s, with several relatives running neighboring farms.
We have our coral varieties over here and our Santina right here.
Cherry growing is a tedious task, and this year weather has been a part of the story. March's record heat hit later blooming varieties hard.
So when it gets too hot, you actually see some of the blooms start to fail or burn up, you might say, dry out.
Luckily, many of the popular varieties were already forming fruit when the heat wave hit. So growers say some of the best cherries have come early this year.
In March, when that heat wave happened, a lot of our later varieties were in bloom. Thankfully, the corals and our early ones the cherries were starting to form, so they weren't as in danger. Yeah, try one.
Can confirm they taste great too, but picking them with the stem on is a challenge. The Cherry Pit opened one location last weekend and is welcoming pickers to their second orchard starting this weekend.
Thank you.
Families are already taking advantage.
We're ahead by about 10 days or so, and so this is I would describe it as like the peak time for our best cherry.
Just remember, this year's heat pushed the season forward, great for early pickers, but it also means some later fruit won't be there. The early bird really does get the worm, or in this case, the cherry.
Temperatures warming up means it's stone fruit season, right? If you're a cherry fan, congratulations. As we take a look at temperatures right now, you can see we're at 69 degrees in Spokane, mid-70s through the LC Valley, and single-digit wind speeds through eastern Washington right now, too. As we look at our satellite radar, you can see just how calm our skies were today. Some mild passing cloud cover, but no rain across the inland northwest. Overnight, we're looking for more dry conditions. You can actually see that chance for rain is at 0% for the metro area as well as the Tri-Cities, as temperatures fall to 47 degrees tonight in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, 53 degrees through the Tri-Cities, and 52 degrees tonight in Yakima, with some mild passing cloud cover that actually hangs around through tomorrow, Mother's Day. If you haven't planned out what you want to do with your mom yet, hopefully I can help as we look at what conditions are supposed to be. We've got temperatures into the 70s by noon, remaining there as we get into lunchtime, dinner time across the metro area. Winds may pick up, but even as we look at temperatures across the rest of eastern Washington and North Idaho, tomorrow is set to be pretty comfortable and warm. So it could be a good day to get outside, maybe if you don't have really bad allergies like I do. We're looking for another day with a medium amount of pollen, pretty much what we've been seeing over the last few weeks. So consistent pollen amounts there. In terms of wet weather, you'd see we have a slight chance for this band to push across the Cascades and then through the LC Valley, although you could see for our city centers that chance of rain actually remains at 0% just over the next 24 hours here. But back to those winds now. Those are what could be pretty active and might affect your plans for tomorrow. We're looking for gusts to pick up to about 40 miles per hour in the afternoon and then into those evening hours across the inland northwest, bringing with it a chance for blowing dust through areas like Moses Lake and the Columbia Basin. So something to keep in mind if you have to drive to the west side, as it could affect visibility. We're also seeing elevated fire risk and some choppy boating conditions due to those winds too. So maybe if you're going to be celebrating mom out on the water, remember to wear a life vest. As we take a look at those temperatures over the next 7 days, you can see that things remain warm and actually climb as we head into midweek, with a return to the 80s by Tuesday for Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, upper 70s as we head into Wednesday. Then things cool down towards the tail end of the work week and into the weekend. We're talking 60s for Spokane and Coeur d'Alene during that time, but sunny conditions as we head into the weekend too, just in time for the Armed Forces Torchlight Parade. As for the Tri-Cities and Yakima, we're talking upper 80s throughout this week and into Tuesday, with things coming back down into the 70s Friday and into Saturday. But overall, comfortable and lovely conditions. That's your forecast, but hey, stick around. When we come back, Noah Schmick has some Gonzaga updates. That's in sports.
from the Northern Quest Sports Studio. This is SWX NonStop Local Sports.
The Gonzaga Bulldogs, they won last night down in San Francisco against the Dons. Now just one win away from securing at least a share of the West Coast Conference title and the #1 seed in the upcoming conference baseball tournament. Could they lock it up in Game 2 down at the Dons' place? Well, it got off to a fast start for GU. A 4-run first inning, including this Noah Meffert 2-run home run as the Zags were on top early. But it was not over yet. They would make it a 12-0. Yeah, that's right. 12-0 GU lead by the end of the second inning. Mikey Bell adding 2 runs there with a single. But the story was on the mound for the Zags as starting pitcher Karsten Swem. He threw 93 pitches for a complete game no-hitter. 15 strikeouts and only 2 walks as he is rightfully mobbed on the hill by his teammates as Swem throws only the 6th recorded no-hitter in Gonzaga baseball history, and the Bulldogs clinch a WCC regular season title. Now, Swem says he's come a long way from his struggles his freshman year to throwing a complete game no-hitter today.
I'm super grateful for just what I was able to do today, and I think honestly, if you knew me, just my process or my journey here at Gonzaga, my freshman fall, I don't think I made it out of one scrimmage inning as a pitcher. So it's been a very long process and journey, and I'm so grateful.
To the Washington State Cougars now. They secured a spot in the upcoming Mountain West Conference baseball tournament with a Game 1 win over Air Force last night. They're playing for seeding in Game 2 down at the Falcons' place. And the Cougs, they got 4 runs in the first inning, including this Ryan Sconesby 2-run single. And then it was more Cougar runs in the second inning. Dustin Robinson helping Wazoo add 3 more runs in the second as it was quickly a 7-2 Washington State lead as all 9 Coug starters recorded a hit, and Washington State, they have won 6 straight series in a row. They also take over second place in the Mountain West standings. The Seattle Mariners, they teed off on the White Sox last night in a 12-8 win in Game 1. They're looking for a series win this afternoon to start their long 7-game road trip. But so far, it's been all White Sox with 2 home runs and only a Rob Refsnyder sac fly for the Mariners, and it is now 5-1 in the 7th inning. Spokane Indians, they look to clinch a 6-game series win over their Northwest League rivals tonight at Avista Stadium. The Tri-City Dust Devils, they have been held down for the most part thanks to the Indians' pitching staff. Through the first 4 games, Spokane, they have outscored the Dust Devils 11-6. First pitch for Game 5 just after 6:30 tonight. It's rock and roll fireworks night at Avista Stadium. Spokane Zephyr FC, they're back in action at One Spokane Stadium, and they are fighting for a playoff spot. You can watch this game against DC Power FC over on SWX, and that starts at 7:30, or you can stream it live on our website. Only 4 clubs make it to the playoffs in the 9-team Gainbridge Super League, as it is between those 2 clubs and Dallas Trinity FC.
I love it when we share the good, and this is out of Lewiston, Idaho. Police officer Jason Marchetti was caught helping a student here whose bike chain broke on his way to school. City says moments like these remind that our officers care deeply about the community they serve, both on and off emergency calls. Lewiston Mayor Dan Johnson captured this moment to share with everybody.
I love that. Caught being good. In terms of your Mother's Day forecast, I want to give you one last peek before we let you go today. Reminder, it's supposed to be partly cloudy and warm for eastern Washington and North Idaho, although reminder, it could be quite breezy. So we're talking blowing dust, choppy waters, and some elevated fire risk. Just a few things to keep in mind when you're deciding how you want to celebrate Mom.
Yeah, and hey, 7th inning.
I know, we're watching it over there, 5-1. Come on, Mariners. Jeez.
Have a good night, everybody.
Heidi Miley, Rosemary Wright,